Now this is, again, a competition, and the fact that it has xDrive changes the dynamics a little bit. This thing has all the Brad's thumbs down. So let's do an exterior walk around of the new BMW M3 Competition xDrive. So you have the big grills up front. This color is called Sao Paulo Yellow, and it definitely stands out. It's a bright color for sure. And you'll see the little blue accents in the headlights. This has laser headlights. Still the signature BMW daytime running lights, just updated. The competition, we've got black brake calipers, an M3 badge on the side, carbon fiber mirrors. And I love the M3 versus the M4 because the rear quarter panel here widens out so much more. It flares out the wheel arch more than the M4, which is just wider overall. So I think the M3s always look more aggressive than the M4s. Personal preference. We have a carbon fiber diffuser, quad exhaust tips, and all the new BMW M cars also have gigantic mufflers hanging down there. A small little rear lip, but I don't see an xDrive badge on this one, so interesting. It's like, if you know, you know, I guess. But the interior is amazing on this one. Look at this interior. So it's got the carbon race buckets. Say hi to Brad. And the color contrast, the matching yellow with the blue, and then the darker blue black. It's ventilated here, Alcantara, inserts, cutouts, everything, and carbon fiber. Have a little M logo etched on that shifter. All this carbon fiber. Yeah, so it's a very nice interior. The steering wheel's got the M1, M2 buttons, carbon fiber paddle shifters, carbon fiber on the wheel, M stitching on the seat belts. Like, this is a very, very nice interior. I don't know if I would spec this color combo. Brad definitely wouldn't as an E36 M3 owner. But it's bold and unique for sure. So we are here at Road America in the new BMW M3 Competition xDrive. It's the first time the M3 has ever gone all-wheel drive, M3 and M4. It's raining out, it's wet. We've got Brad from CGI Motorsports, right? He is the chief instructor, lead instructor. What's your official title?
I'm the chief instructor.
Chief instructor. We just did a lap with him, just testing out the car and the track. It is wet. There are no prizes to be won here. I am not a race car driver. There is nothing to prove. So we're going to take it easy. I just want to experience what this all-wheel drive version of M3 is like. And it's like a blessing and a curse. It's raining, which means we don't have as much grip. But then we actually get to see all-wheel drive, hopefully, at play. So we'll be testing that out. So, and to drive, if you get a competition BMW M3 or M4, you can only get the 8-speed automatic transmission. So there is not the manual combined with this. Now, xDrive, that's a pretty big deal because the M3 has always been rear-wheel drive through every single generation. We still have the 3-liter turbocharged inline-6. Here it's making 503 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. That being said, I think BMW is dramatically underrating it because it's quick. I drove the regular rear-wheel drive M4 competition at Road America last year, and I was pretty astounded with how fast it was. And honestly, I wasn't able to get close to limits on track of a car like that. So yeah, I don't believe only 503. And yeah, it's foggy, it's wet, it's not the warmest out, and this is on Michelin PS4S tires, which when it's warm and dry are very grippy, fantastic tires, but we'll be taking it easy. The system for xDrive is pretty cool. It can send power to the front and the rear wheels. Typically, it's a rear biased one, so there's a couple modes too. Regular kind of shifts torque back and forth as much as needed. There's a sport mode that would be even more rear focused. And then there is a true two-wheel drive mode, which sends like all the power to the back, which is the super sporty drift mode, I guess. If you want to be really tail happy with this weather, there is no way. We're staying in all four-wheel drive mode to see what that is like. On to Road America we go. We're gonna see how the brakes are. Actually, decent right now going to turn 1. And again, no prizes to be won. This is my first time ever driving on a racetrack in the rain, so that's already a different experience. And it also feels weird to sometimes not be following the racing line because the track gets polished, and therefore there's less grip when it's wet and you get puddles towards the apex. So that's also kind of funky too. But we're just trying out what this is like. I'll track out to the left a little bit. It makes a good sound. I know with all these modern BMWs, they really amplify a lot of it through the speakers. We've got some chicanes also set up here to slow us down. Just a media event here. We get to try out a bunch of cars. Roll onto the throttle again. These new M3, M4s are very, very capable. They are getting faster and faster. I actually really like the F80 generation. I think the F80 M3 Competition was the sweet spot there. The CS was really awesome, but it was hard to justify the price point. And then I drove the M2 CS, which without a doubt is one of my favorite M cars ever. I really like that car. Now this is, again, a competition, and the fact that it has xDrive changes the dynamics a little bit. But again, I'm not pushing it to the limit. So we're just kind of giving you information on what the M3 is like, and I have a chance to drive it around a track, even if it's a wet track. It's Road America, which is a pretty awesome, legendary track. So I figured I'd make a video, of course. We're approaching the carousel, which we're gonna keep gentle. It could be slippery. All right, we'll stay in the middle. Road America is a really awesome track. Last year was my first time here, and I'm used to like maybe 1.5 to 2-ish mile tracks. Road America's over 4 miles. So I remember getting to like past the carousel. I was like, okay, I'm almost done. Wait a second. No, there was an entire back half of the track still. We're using the chicane here. Woo. A little bit of understeer. Oh yeah, there's standing water on the track to the right. I see Brad's hand signals helping me, telling me what to do.
You're doing great.
Thank you, Brad. Again, caution is always going to prevail here. There's no prizes to be won. Get to come out a little bit to the right, and then we're gonna feed left and get in a straight line and hard on the brakes. There we go. Bleed off the brakes gently. With the new M3, M4s, you can also option carbon ceramic brakes, so you can really get these pretty aggressive. This is the competition. No idea if they're going to do a CS version. They are doing a CSL version for the new M4, and that's going to be really, really hardcore. So if you're planning on tracking your car a lot, you should try to get yourself an M4 CSL allocation. And then we hit the brakes. Whoop, a little bit of ABS there. Bleed off. Oh, still careful. All right. Oh yeah, we're finished. We don't get the full lap. We don't do the straightaway. But there it is, a quick first drive on the track in an M3 Competition xDrive. Styling, we don't need to talk about that anymore. I think the color's really cool. The interior is awesome. These carbon buckets hold you in so nicely. They look awesome. The color contrast here is unique. It's very bold. It's blue on the yellow on the outside. This thing has all that Brad's thumbs down. This guy's got an E36 M3, so you're probably classic. You want the clean, classy look, right?
I'm an analog guy in a digital world.
So this is a complete departure from an E36, E46, E92, right? It's definitely capable. I mean, this is fast, very fast. I've driven them on a street, driven the manual one. Hopefully we get to spend more time with it. But there we go, a quick track drive around Road America and the new BMW M3 Competition xDrive.